Hi there. My name's Derick Van Ness with Big Life Financial, and I have helped hundreds of business owners to buy businesses, build wealth. I've helped them save over $50 million in tax savings over the last decade. And I want to help you understand the five numbers that everybody needs to know in order for you to be able to build wealth. Many people have great systems with their businesses, and we primarily work with business owners, but what I'm going to say today is something that works for business owners, W-2s, anybody who's making money and wants to figure out how do I build wealth as I grow, right? So I'm going to do a quick screen share for you here, and we're going to talk about and map this thing out for you to make it super simple to understand. So, uh, so the five numbers you need to know. The first number is this number, which is right here. I call this your bare bones budget. Okay. Now, what is a bare bones budget? It is knowing how much money do I need to make every single month so that I can pay my bills, right? This is paying your rent or your mortgage. This is paying for cars, food, insurances, the basics. This is not going to Disneyland. This is not going out to eat. This is not paying for your kids to go to, football camp and dance retreats and all the other stuff that people pay for, right? Those are all great. This is not part of that budget. You need to know, what does it cost me at a very minimum every single month in order for me to make my money work, right? So let's use the number of $10,000. You got a mortgage, you got cars, you've got, family things and insurances and all that sort of stuff. $10,000, right? This also does not include saving money, right? This is just if push comes to shove, if we go into a massive recession, my income goes away. How much do I need every single month to survive? That is your bare bones budget. That is number one. If you don't know this number, really simple way to get this number is to go through your bank statements, and you can classify everything. Also, if you use credit cards, you can do that too. Classify every single thing that's in there, every single transaction. Go through it for at least 3 months. One thing to be aware of is that you will have, in addition to monthly fees, right? You will also have things you pay quarterly, things you pay every 6 months, and things you pay every year. Let me give you some examples. Things you pay every year, Christmas. That's an expense that comes up every single year for people. Every 6 months, this might be something like insurances, certain types of auto insurance, homeowners insurance, these kinds of things. They come up every 6 months. Quarterly might be things like things you pay for your kids, for school quarters, tuition, that kind of stuff. And then obviously there's the monthly stuff. A lot of people just look at their monthly number. They don't look at these other things. You need to account for these. Christmas, if you know that you spend $1,200 a year on Christmas, you need to divide that by 12, and you need to save $100 a month that goes into this number. A lot of people forget about the other stuff and just look at this number on a monthly basis. Be sure to add those bigger expenses into there. Okay. Number two is you've got your bare bones budget. Now we're looking at what I call the how we like to live budget, right? So the how we like to live budget is probably really close to how you're living right now, right? So this does include things like saving for a vacation. This does include going out to eat, your kids' dance, football, music lessons, whatever they're into. So figuring out what is it that we're spending right now. And so when you went through, just like you went through for this number, you went through the bank statements and the credit card statements. If you use credit cards, then maybe this number is, let's say it's $18,000 a month. Okay. If it's $18,000 a month, as you go through and you're saying we're spending $18,000 a month, figure out how much of that is the bare bones budget. That would be down here, right? And then the money that isn't necessary, but you like to have is here. Now, that's the second number you need to know is how do we like to live? How are we living right now? This does include saving money, right? This is something that a lot of people don't include. Saving money for your emergency account, right? And then also saving money for what's called a sinking fund. What's a sinking fund? There are things that you don't have to pay for every year, but you know you will have to pay for them eventually. Things like tires on your car. You don't buy them every year, but you buy them every couple of years. Water heater at your house, a roof on your house, any kind of deferred maintenance, anything that you know is going to happen. If you know your kids are going to need braces, I would save for those in your sinking fund, right? That is part of what it costs to live how you want to live, is knowing that these things are going to come up and you're going to have to pay for them. And you're accounting for that in your savings. So that is your second number. Now, most people, honestly, if they just knew number one and number two, they would be miles ahead of the average person, because when I ask people all the time, how much does it cost you to live every single month? They have no idea. And they certainly don't know what are my basics versus what am I spending on top of that, and understanding this gap, right? This is an $8,000 a month gap in this case. Where's that money going, and does it need to be spent? I am not an advocate for tightening the belt, cutting your lifestyle down, not having coffee or whatever. In fact, I'm drinking coffee right now because I really like coffee. But really understanding, where is our money going? If you just get that from this video, home run. Here's where the magic happens. As you move through your life and you get better jobs or you make more money with your business, hopefully you're going to make more than you're spending. And the question becomes at that point, what do I do with my extra dollars, right? When I make more than I need to spend, if you don't have a plan for your money, other people will have one. They'll probably try and sell you stuff on the internet, in person, on TV, somewhere, and you will end up buying it because you don't know what to do with it. So this is how you have a plan for your money. Every dollar that you earn over and above your how we like to live budget goes into one of three categories. The first one is, you do need to save for taxes. If you're a W-2 person, this is already happening for you, but if not, you need to do this. I think depending on your tax rate, you probably want to save 20 to 40% here. So let's use 25% as an average just so I can draw this out for you. So 25% of the money that you make is now going to go toward taxes. Then you're going to look at how much of that do we want to live on. And let's say you want to live on 30%. Okay, 30% of every new extra dollar goes here. That leaves us 45% that we can save or invest. Okay, why this is so important. Let me put this under fun money here. Is as you make more money, you want to be able to spend more money and have fun. You want to improve your quality of life, but you do not, and I repeat, you do not want to do this dollar for dollar. If you spend every extra dollar that comes in all the way up, the second you don't make more money, or you lose a job, or you make a transition, or your business goes through a slump, you're going negative. You don't want to necessarily move this number up, except for through this, through improving your earnings, and a portion of that, in this case, 30%, and you can make your own numbers. I would try and be really consistent over here with what your taxes are going to be. How you split between fun and savings and investing is up to you. This number might be 45% for you, and you might only save and invest 30% and live on 45. Doesn't matter as long as you have a plan, so that when the money hits your account, every extra dollar over and above what you're used to living on over here is going to be going, this is going to go over to a separate account. This is going to go over to a separate account. This is your tax account, right? And this 45% is going to go into your savings or your investment account. Or if you know me, you know I like certain types of life insurance or other strategies, right? But the key here is the money's being set aside with the sole intent to earn you more money, right? So what this keeps you from doing is overspending as your income goes up. It will make sure that you're always growing. And here's what's really cool about this number. As you make extra dollars, that money's not accounted for at all. So you can save really, really aggressively on those dollars. So your standard of life is still going up here, but you're able to save more money because it's not spoken for. So every extra dollar you make, you're improving your lifestyle and you're aggressively putting it to work to build more income for you in the future, which of course will feed back into your income. So this is number three is your tax number, your fund number is number four, and your savings and investment is number five. If you know these five numbers, no matter how much you make, if things get tight, you know what you've got to cover. If things are going okay or normal, you know where you're at. And if you earn over and above that, you have a plan for your money so that it's getting put away, you're improving your life, you're saving for taxes, and you're growing for the future and increasing your income. If you get these five numbers right, they're a game changer. I have worked with thousands of business owners, and I can tell you that the people who know these rules and follow them absolutely crush it. And the people who don't, they never understand. And what happens is they get spend bloat. As they make more, they spend more. Every single dollar is going into this category. They aren't saving for taxes. They get behind, and they're always worried about money. Don't let that happen to you. If this is useful, go ahead and smash that like button or subscribe. We do these kinds of videos all the time. I do monthly trainings through our company to help people understand money better, and hopefully this will help. Anyway, if that's good, great. If you want a little bit of help with this or have questions, drop them in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of this simple system. And beyond that, if you want some help with something, reach out to us. Really appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one.